The July 4th maiden voyage of the Blue Rocket. The Blue Rocket is a solar-powered canoe with 2 adjustable outriggers and 2 electric motors mounted so that the pilot sitting in the stern can control and steer the canoe. The Blue Rocket can be made by a do-it-yourselfer with moderate carpentry skills for about $600, excluding the cost of the canoe. This is the story of the maiden voyages of the Blue Rocket, along with some info on why we built it and about how to build one. The Blue Rocket sits on a dock being readied for launch at Sebec Lake in Maine. Steering the Blue Rocket is done by controlling the throttles, not by the conventional way of changing the direction of the motors. The motors are clamped so that they always face forward. The maiden voyage proved that this method works really well, especially coupled with the ability to use reverse on the motors. In the original design shown here, a steering wheel and a rudder were included just in case the steering by throttling method had bugs. Steering by throttling worked so well that the steering wheel and rudder were removed permanently after the first run. So ignore the steering wheel in this picture. Also ignore one of our crew asking for another cup of beer in the picture. He donated one of the electric motors, so it's the least we can do. In the next picture we've launched the Blue Rocket and are setting it up for its first voyage. The pilot is shown here in the canoe lowering the motors and outriggers. The canoe was very stable even with just one person in it. Imagine how fast the Blue Rocket would go with just one person in it. We haven't tried that yet. We next asked for a volunteer to sit in the bow on the first run. One of our crew's wife volunteered and is shown here supervising. Another crew member is shown here opening the solar collector hatch and securing the 100 amp-hour lithium battery. Here we go. The outriggers are down and adjusted by a rope going to cleats on the main 2x6 extended thwart. Our destination is unknown. Our camp is near the Narrows on Sebec Lake in Maine. If we go right, we enter Big Lake, a deep water body of water with Peaks Kenny State Park, a cove with the sunken Marion Ferry, views of Borestone Mountain which lies along the Appalachian Trail, Canoe Rock, the ice caves, a castle, and numerous other places we could explore. If we go left into Small Lake, we can check out the town landing, the marina, the town beach, and then several miles along the Sebec River. That evening, we and our neighbors celebrated the 4th by lighting up the sky with fireworks. Lakes in Maine probably have similar contests where camp owners compete to see who is best at lighting up the sky. Around 9:30, the night sky is decorated with various streaks of lights followed by loud booms descending from the heights. Observers hidden in the darkness along the shores gasp in delight, their cheers and applause echoing loudly across the lake. Happy 4th of July. You might be wondering why we built the Blue Rocket. One reason is our gas-powered boat is somewhat finicky. The starter failed and we were left stranded in the middle of Big Lake on July 3rd. Fortunately, some neighbors helped us out. Gas engines actually require more complex hardware than a simple electric motor. Gas engines are ultimately more expensive and more difficult to maintain. The main reason, though, is that gas-powered boats and cars contribute to people suffering due to floods, heat waves, fires, and storms. Scientists say the global warming problem will get worse every year until parts of our country become unlivable. Fortunately, we have the technology to power our boats and cars with clean energy. This simpler clean technology will eventually cost less than more complex gas-powered vehicles. Note that the 200-watt solar panels are used for charging the battery and are not enough to power the boat by themselves. We estimate that we have to leave the panels out in the sun all day to get maybe a few hours of running time out of them. Having said that, note that the canoe is very streamlined and it doesn't take much energy to run it even at full speed. Our initial test revealed that our lithium-ion battery voltage level did not change at all from 13.3 volts after a 1-hour run on a sunny day. One enhancement is to replace the current Minn Kota stock propellers with high-efficiency, high-speed propellers. More tests are needed though, and more details may be coming out in a technical bulletin at physicsguy.org. The remaining part of this video is for those who are interested in building their own blue rocket. The Blue Rocket has many innovative construction features designed to keep costs low and to simplify fabrication. One feature is the use of a simple 2x6 extended thwart for the motor mounts. Another feature is use of low-cost outriggers made of simple 8.5 by 27-inch marine buoys purchased from Walmart for $20 each. Each is mounted at the end of a short 2x6 leg, which is connected by a heavy-duty hinge at the ends of the main 2x6 extended thwart. The ends of the 2x6 thwart are cut at 22.5 degrees so that the outrigger 2x6 leg is angled at 45 degrees when the outrigger is down. This allows the outrigger height to be adjusted by a simple rope and cleat system, which is another innovative feature. A mount brace to hold the buoy to the 2x6 leg was made of half of a 12-inch long 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe cut in half lengthwise. Each half was bent with a heat gun to the radius of the buoy. This PVC brace is screwed to the bottom of the 2x6 leg. Smaller PVC angle braces were made and used to strengthen the connection. The buoys are simply tied securely to this mount brace. Note how the two motors, which cost about $200 at Amazon, and the two outriggers can be raised for easy transport. The only change to these motors is to reconnect the steering throttle arms so that they face backward instead of forward. This is a simple procedure that can be done with a screwdriver and small wrench by taking the upper housing apart. The reason for this is the steering arm needs to face the pilot in the stern. The Blue Rocket has two 100-watt solar panels, $150 for two at Amazon, that are mounted on two Canoe thwarts. The panels are mounted on hinges so that they can be lifted to store items in the canoe and also so that one can be angled toward the sun if needed. This is one of many projects for engineers, scientists, and do-it-yourselfers described on our physicsguy.org website. Thanks for checking it out and telling others about it.